Welcome to another short take. When it comes to building wealth in the UK, your workplace pension is one of the most powerful tools you've got. It's tax efficient, your employer usually chips in on top, and it quietly ticks away in the background without you having to lift a finger. But here's the catch. People make the same mistakes with workplace pensions again and again. So in this video, I want to take you through the 5 biggest mistakes I see, and more importantly, how you can avoid them. If you find topics like this helpful, take a moment to like and subscribe for future content. Okay, let's get started. Under auto-enrollment, the minimum total contribution is 8% of your qualifying earnings, 5% from you, and at least 3% from your employer. Now the good news is that your contributions usually benefit from tax relief automatically. In most workplace schemes, the money comes off your pay before tax is worked out, so you don't have to do anything to claim it back. Some schemes work on relief at source, where contributions are taken after tax and then the provider claims the basic rate back for you. In those cases, higher rate taxpayers need to reclaim the extra relief through self-assessment. It works slightly differently from the net pay system, where contributions come out before tax. Let's put some numbers to it. The average UK salary is just over £37,500. 5% of that is £1,875 a year, or roughly £156 a month. But because of tax relief, the actual drop in your monthly take-home is closer to £125 if you're a basic rate taxpayer. And if you're on the higher rate, the benefit is even bigger because you're effectively saving tax at 40% or even 45% on those contributions. It's a very generous system, but it only works in your favor if you avoid some common traps. The first big trap is just leaving your money in the default fund. When you're auto-enrolled, your provider has to put the money somewhere, so they drop you into what's called the default fund. Most of the time, that's a lifestyle strategy. It starts off with a heavy allocation to equities, then gradually moves you into bonds and cash as you approach retirement. On the surface, this approach seems cautious and sensible. But in practice, many funds start reducing equities far too early, sometimes 15 or even 20 years before retirement, leaving you with very little growth exposure when you need it most. That can seriously limit your portfolio's ability to keep pace with inflation and last through retirement. Another issue is home bias. Many default funds are heavily weighted to UK shares, which make up less than 4% of the global market. Leaving your pension there means missing out on diversification and long-term growth from international markets. The fix is simple. Consider a low-cost global equity tracker. But remember, they're not perfectly global. They tend to be heavily weighted to the US, and a handful of big tech names, the Magnificent Seven, can make up around 25% of your portfolio. To reduce concentration risk, you can add small satellite allocations to value stocks, small caps, or European and emerging markets index funds. Alternatively, fundamentally weighted trackers, like the FTSE RAFI series, size companies based on sales, cash flow, book value, and dividends rather than just market cap, helping avoid overconcentration in a few mega-cap stocks. Another costly mistake is not taking full advantage of what your employer is willing to contribute. By law, they have to pay in at least 3%. But many employers will match your additional contributions if you put in more. Some will go up to 5%, even 7%. If you're only paying in the bare minimum, you could be turning down free money, and not just a one-off, but extra money going into your pension month after month, compounding for decades. Think about it this way. If your employer is effectively offering to double your contributions up to a certain level and you don't take it, you're leaving part of your salary on the table. The long-term impact of this is staggering, so let's put this into perspective. Take the median UK salary of around £37,500. If your employer offers an extra 5% match, that's £1,875 a year. Left to grow at a conservative 6% return, it could build into about £210,000 over a 35-year career. But remember, you have to put in that extra 5% yourself to unlock the match. That's another £1,875 a year from you, making £3,750 in total, going into your pension annually. Run that through the same 6% growth assumption, and now you're looking at roughly £420,000 over a working lifetime. That's the power of employer matching and compounding. A modest extra 5% from you can grow to nearly £420,000 over a career. Then there's salary sacrifice, sometimes called salary exchange. This is when you agree to give up part of your salary, and instead, your employer pays that amount directly into your pension. The advantage is that both you and your employer save on national insurance. Some employers even add their NI saving into your pension as well. Add in the tax relief, and it means more ends up in your pension than you lose from your take-home pay. It's one of the simplest ways to make your contributions go further. A fourth mistake is overlooking the option to sacrifice your annual bonus, even if it's just a portion of it. Take it as cash, and you'll lose a huge chunk to tax and NI. If you sacrifice it straight into your pension, the full gross amount goes in before tax is applied. While you could put the post-tax cash into a SIP for more fun choice, it's far more faff. You face extra paperwork to reclaim higher rate tax relief, and the temptation to spend the money once it hits your account. Sacrificing at source is usually the cleaner and more efficient option. Watch the £60,000 allowance, but you can carry forward unused amounts from the past 3 years. And the last big mistake is not increasing your contributions when your salary rises. Every time your pay goes up, it's very easy to just absorb the extra into your lifestyle. Nothing wrong with enjoying some of it, but it's also the perfect opportunity to put more into your pension without really feeling the pinch. Even diverting 10 to 20% of each pay rise can make a big difference. If you can stretch to 25 to 50%, that's even better. Your take-home still increases, so you feel the benefit, but you're also protecting yourself from lifestyle creep and steadily building a much bigger retirement pot over time. Your workplace pension is one of the strongest tools you have for building real long-term wealth, but it only really works when you take control. If this was helpful, give it a like and consider subscribing. And for next steps, watch the video where I walk through the strategies to build and maximize your pension. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.